Question 1. Which of the following is not a common symptom of fatigue while driving? A. Slow your reaction time. B. Alter your judgment and the quality of your decision-making. C. Sharpens your alertness, concentration, and attention. D. Impair your memory. The answer is C. Sharpens your alertness, concentration, and attention. Question 2. What happens to your field of vision as you increase your speed? A. It increases. B. It gradually shrinks. C. Nothing. D. It quickly shrinks. The answer is B. It gradually shrinks. Question 3. What are the conditions under which an electronic logbook must be used? A. When the vehicle is parked in a safe location. B. At the start of your run. C. Anytime while stopped at a traffic light. D. None of these. The answer is A. When the vehicle is parked in a safe location. Question 4. Maintain accurate records of off-duty and driving time in your vehicle for the past 14 days, unless A. You have been exempted. B. Instructed otherwise by your employer. C. You do not have to follow driving time logs. D. None of these. The answer is A. You have been exempted. Question 5. How should you handle glare from oncoming headlights while driving? A. Look directly over your hood to see your lane. B. Look toward the right side of the road. C. Look over their vehicle, past their headlights. D. None of these. The answer is B. Look toward the right side of the road. Question 6. At what times or under what conditions is the risk of falling asleep at the wheel most significant? A. Between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. and between midnight and 6 a.m. B. Between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. C. Between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. D. All the above. The answer is A. Between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. and between midnight and 6 a.m. Question 7. How does road resistance change during the spring thaw? A. 35%. B. 40%. C. 50%. D. 30%. The answer is B. 40%. Question 8. The load restriction period is usually from when to when? A. May to June. B. March to May. C. January to February. D. December to January. The answer is B. March to May. Question 9. If you violate the zero-tolerance rule for alcohol or drugs, what is the duration of the driving prohibition for any such vehicle? A. 72 hours. B. 48 hours. C. 24 hours. D. 36 hours. The answer is C. 24 hours. Question 10. How many gears does a typical synchromesh manual transmission have? A. 7 or 8. B. 9. C. 5 or 6. D. 4. The answer is C. 5 or 6. Question 11. For determining maximum authorized weight limits during spring thaw and considering regional weather conditions, into how many major zones is Quebec divided? 8-4, B2, C5, D3. The answer is D. 3. Question 12. What is the role of a flag person? A. They work with the lead technician. B. They direct traffic on a road where construction or maintenance work is being carried out. C. They check the oversized load markers. D. None of these. The answer is B. They direct traffic on a road where construction or maintenance work is being carried out. Question 13. Load limits, total loaded mass, are based on what factors? A. How the vehicle is being used. B. The experience of the driver. C. The vehicle's configuration and the type of axle used. D. All of these. The answer is C. The vehicle's configuration and the type of axle used. Question 14. What are the different positions of the clutch pedal in a non-synchromesh manual transmission? A2, B3, C4, D6. The answer is C. 4. Question 15. A non-synchromesh manual transmission typically has how many gears? A. 8 to 18. B. 6 to 8. C. 5. D. 21. The answer is A. 8 to 18. Question 16. If an outsized load extends more than 1 meter beyond the rear of the vehicle in daylight hours, what should be placed on the rear end of the load? A. A sign. B. A flashing yellow light. C. A red flag or reflective panel. D. All of these. The answer is C. A red flag or reflective panel. Question 17. Consumption of alcohol, medications, or drugs greatly amplifies the effects of what? A. Distractions. B. Fatigue. C. Irritability. D. All of these. The answer is B. Fatigue. Question 18. What does the move over law require drivers to do? A. Create a buffer between your vehicle and emergency vehicles stopped at the side of the road. B. Move to the right for emergency vehicles stopped on the opposing shoulder. C. Stop immediately when approaching emergency vehicles are approaching. D. All of these. The answer is A. Create a buffer between your vehicle and emergency vehicles stopped at the side of the road. Question 19. Without a park setting and automatic transmissions for heavy vehicles, what is required to keep the vehicle stationary when stopped? A. Use any gear and put on the parking brake. B. Shift to neutral and put on the parking brake. C. Place the gear selector in reverse. D. Shift to the lowest gear. The answer is B. Shift to neutral and put on the parking brake. Question 20. Is it illegal to hold any kind of portable electronic device in your hand while driving? A. No. B. Yes. C. Depending on the vehicle. D. Depends on what you are using it for. The answer is B. Yes. Question 21. What is the most common reason for a commercial vehicle to be taken out of service? A. Broken piston. B. Broken wheel hub. C. Out of adjustment air brakes. D. Low compression. The answer is C. Out of adjustment air brakes. Question 22. When a load extends beyond the end of a vehicle, how much overhang requires drivers to place a red flag at the end of the load? A. 1.5 meters. B. 2.5 meters. C. 1 meter. D. 3 meters. The answer is A. 1.5 meters. Question 23. What is the minimum tread depth required for the rear tires of a motor vehicle as measured in two adjacent tread grooves? A. 0.5 millimeters. B. 1.5 millimeters. C. 1.8 millimeters. D. 2.5 millimeters. The answer is B. 1.5 millimeters. Question 24. Who must ensure that cargo is evenly balanced and secured to prevent shifting? A. The driver. B. The carrier. C. The shipper. D. All of the above. The answer is A. The driver. Question 25. What are the potential penalties for refusing or failing to proceed to a weigh scale when requested? A. 30 days. B. 45 days. C. 7 days. D. 15 days. The answer is A. 30 days. Question 26. What is the minimum tread depth required for the front tires of a motor vehicle with a gross vehicle rating exceeding 4,500 kilograms? A. 2 millimeters. B. 2.5 millimeters. C. 3.5 millimeters. D. 3 millimeters. The answer is D. 3 millimeters. Question 27. If a driver operates within a 160 kilometers radius from their starting point and returns to the same location at the end of the day, they may be exempt from carrying what? A. A daily log. B. A dangerous goods certificate. C. A CFAR. D. All of the above. The answer is A. A daily log. Question 28. Can you operate a vehicle or combination of vehicles on a highway if its gross weight surpasses the maximum permitted weight? A. Only for a trip of 160 kilometers from the home base. B. Only within city limits. C. Yes. D. No. The answer is D. No. Question 29. What is the maximum radius within which a driver can operate and be exempt from carrying a daily log, while still being subject to all hours of service requirements? A. 140 kilometers. B. 160 kilometers. C. 90 kilometers. D. 120 kilometers. The answer is B. 160 kilometers. Question 30. During a pre-trip inspection, if a minor defect is identified, the driver must what? A. Repair it. B. Record the defect on the inspection report and report the defect to the operator. C. Record the defect on the inspection report and fix it. D. Inform the employer. The answer is B. Record the defect on the inspection report and report the defect to the operator. Question 1. Another term for free play in the steering system is what? A. Shift. B. Lash. C. Pull. D. Lag. The answer is B. Lash. Question 2. The industry standard colors for air hoses are what? A. Blue and red. B. Black and red. C. Green and yellow. D. Blue and yellow. The answer is A. Blue and red. Question 3. A driver is required to complete a vehicle inspection every how many hours or miles? A. 18-hour period. B. 48-hour period. C. 12-hour period. D. 24-hour period. The answer is D. 24-hour period. Question 4. Is performing a daily vehicle inspection mandated by the Highway Traffic Act? A. No. B. Only for Class D vehicles. C. Only for Class A vehicles. D. Yes. The answer is D. Yes. Question 5. The daily inspection is conducted in accordance with what regulations or guidelines? A. Driver's discretion. B. Vehicle manufacturer's guidelines. C. The company policy. D. An inspection schedule. The answer is D. An inspection schedule. Question 6. How far from the point where the cargo was loaded must you inspect the vehicle's cargo to ensure it is secure? A. 100 kilometers. B. 60 kilometers. C. 80 kilometers. D. 120 kilometers. The answer is C. 80 kilometers. Question 7. In cases where serious infractions are discovered, what are the subsequent steps or actions taken? A. The vehicle is taken out of service. B. The vehicle is driven to the mechanic and they deal with it. C. The driver can only drive within city limits. D. It is reported to the vehicle owner and repaired at end of the trip. The answer is A. The vehicle is taken out of service. Question 8. What does hitting the pin refer to in a trucking context? A. Using a small sledge, loosen the pin. B. Place the transmission in the lowest gear and then partially release the clutch to move the power unit in a short, sharp motion. C. Place the transmission in reverse and then partially release the clutch to move the power unit backward in a short, sharp motion. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Place the transmission in reverse and then partially release the clutch to move the power unit backward in a short, sharp motion. Question 9. How often will manufacturers suggest rechecking wheel fasteners? A. Between 200 kilometers and 280 kilometers after installation. B. They don't. C. Between 80 kilometers and 160 kilometers after installation. D. Between 40 kilometers and 60 kilometers after installation. The answer is C. Between 80 kilometers and 160 kilometers after installation. Question 10. What documentation is provided with an annual inspection certificate and an annual inspection record? A. An annual inspection sticker. B. A completion letter. C. A medallion. D. None of the above. The answer is A. An annual inspection sticker. Question 11. What is the most effective method for drivers to ensure their vehicle is in safe operating condition? A. Performing an annual inspection. B. Performing a monthly inspection. C. Repairing anything broken after it happens. D. Performing a daily inspection. The answer is D. Performing a daily inspection. Question 12. When the vehicle weight is doubled, what happens to the required braking power? A. Quadruple. B. The same. C. Double. D. Triple. The answer is C. Double. Question 13. On a highway, a one-way road, or any other public thoroughfare with no oncoming traffic, a second warning signal should be placed approximately how far from the vehicle? A. 30 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. B. 55 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. C. Anywhere behind the first warning signal. D. 30 m behind the vehicle and opposite with the first warning signal. The answer is A. 30 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. Question 14. When a flat occurs, instead of slamming on the brakes, you should do what to maintain control of the vehicle? A. Have a steady pressure on the brakes. B. Use the emergency brake. C. Maintain speed and concentrate on easing off the road as you gradually reduce your speed. D. Downshift to the lowest gear right away. The answer is C. Maintain speed and concentrate on easing off the road as you gradually reduce your speed. Question 15. A flat tire on a dual-wheeled semi-trailer might have minimal impact on driving, but the extra weight on the other wheel may do what? Make it come loose. B. Cause brake fade. C. Damage it. D. Build heat in the brakes. The answer is C. Damage it. Question 16. When starting your vehicle on an uphill grade, what can you do to prevent it from rolling back? A. Use your service brake. B. Place it in park. C. Chock the wheels. D. None of these. The answer is A. Use your service brake. Question 17. On a highway, a one-way road, or any other public thoroughfare where there is no oncoming traffic, the first warning signal should be placed approximately how far from the vehicle? A. 6 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the right side of the vehicle. B. 15 m ahead of the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. C. 3 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. D. 12 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. The answer is C. 3 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. Question 18. Supplemental brakes are most fully effective when A. Applied at the point when the engine is turning at maximum RPM for a given gear. B. Going uphill. C. Applied at the point when the engine is turning at minimum RPM for a given gear. D. None of these. The answer is A. Applied at the point when the engine is turning at maximum RPM for a given gear. Question 19. Under what circumstances are flares not allowed? A. In windy conditions. B. During daylight hours. C. If your vehicle is carrying flammable, explosive, or dangerous substances or materials. D. In rainy conditions. The answer is C. If your vehicle is carrying flammable, explosive, or dangerous substances or materials. Question 21. Is it advisable to signal other drivers when you want them to overtake you? Only if you see the way is clear. B. Yes. C. No. D. If the other driver seems unsure. The answer is C. No. Question 22. What effect does repeatedly applying your brakes or using them for an extended period while driving down a long incline have on them? They may overheat and fade. B. They grab and stop you quickly and unexpectedly. C. They begin to squeal. D. None of these. The answer is A. They may overheat and fade. Question 23. Besides noticing noise or vibration, what is the most effective method to check if you have a flat tire? A. Watch the gauges. B. Watch for the warning lights. C. Pull over and check for yourself. D. All of these. The answer is C. Pull over and check for yourself. Question 24. What's the most effective technique for driving up a steep hill? A. Downshifting to achieve maximum efficiency. B. Get a lot of speed up before going up the hill. C. Put on your hazard lights. D. Shift to a higher gear. The answer is A. Downshifting to achieve maximum efficiency. Question 25. If your vehicle breaks down, what additional steps should you take besides turning on your hazard lights? A. Turn off all electrical accessories to save the battery. B. Use flares or red reflectors to show that your vehicle is stopped. C. Use your parking lights. D. All of these. The answer is B. Use flares or red reflectors to show that your vehicle is stopped. Question 26. What should you do before driving down a steep incline? A. Shift to neutral. B. Drop your speed to 20 kilometers below the speed limit. C. Be prepared to shift into an appropriate gear. D. Shift into a gear that allows you to maintain control of your vehicle's speed. The answer is D. Shift into a gear that allows you to maintain control of your vehicle's speed. Question 27. What is the estimated time delay between when a driver notices a hazard and when the brakes start to slow down the vehicle? A. 3 seconds. B. 2 seconds. C. 1 second. D. Half a second. The answer is B. 2 seconds. Question 28. Why is it advisable to steer the rear of the vehicle toward the driver's side, to the left, when backing up, if feasible? A. It's easier to turn to the left. B. This allows you to see a part of the area behind the vehicle. C. Company policy. D. None of these. The answer is B. This allows you to see a part of the area behind the vehicle. Question 29. On a secondary road, where should a second warning signal be placed on the ground? A. 30 m behind the vehicle and opposite with the first warning signal. B. 15 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. C. Anywhere behind the first warning signal. D. 30 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. The answer is D. 30 m behind the vehicle and in line with the first warning signal. Question 30. Why is it important to pay close attention to the percentage indicated on a steep hill sign? A. It lets you know which gear to use. B. The higher the percentage, the steeper the grade. C. It lets you know if you should change your route. D. All of these. The answer is B. The higher the percentage, the steeper the grade. Question 1. What does it mean for a vehicle to hydroplane? A. When a deep layer of water then forms between the tire and the road surface, causing the tires to lose their grip on the road. B. When a tire goes through a deep puddle, causing the tires to lose their grip on the road. C. When a thin layer of water then forms between the tire and the road surface, causing the tires to lose their grip on the road. D. None of these. The answer is C. When a thin layer of water then forms between the tire and the road surface, causing the tires to lose their grip on the road. Question 2. Do you need to inspect your brakes before driving down a hill? A. Yes. B. Depending on the brake system you have. C. Depends on the steepness of the hill. D. No. The answer is A. Yes. Question 3. On a secondary road, where is a third warning signal typically placed? A. 50 m ahead of the vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. B. 30 m ahead of the vehicle and in line with the right side of the vehicle. C. 30 m ahead of the vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. D. 15 m ahead of the vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. The answer is C. 30 m ahead of the vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. Question 4. If you're backing up to the right and using a helper, where should the helper position themselves? A. Visible on the right side. B. Directly in front of the vehicle. C. Directly behind the vehicle. D. Visible on the left side. The answer is A. Visible on the right side. Question 5. If you double your speed, how does your stopping distance change? A. The same. B. Tripled. C. Quadrupled. D. Doubled. The answer is C. Quadrupled. Question 6. On a secondary road, where should the first warning signal be placed on the ground? A. 3 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. B. 12 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. C. 3 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the right side of the vehicle. D. 3 m ahead of the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. The answer is A. 3 m behind the stopped vehicle and in line with the left side of the vehicle. Question 7. In certain situations, especially when your vehicle is loaded, how can you use your supplemental brakes to assist you? A. Save tire wear. B. Stop using your service brakes. C. Shorten your stops. D. Maintain the desired speed without overusing your service brakes. The answer is D. Maintain the desired speed without overusing your service brakes. Question 8. If your vehicle has air brakes, why is it important to avoid pumping the brakes while driving downhill? It adds extreme heat to the brakes. B. It causes brake fade. C. This will quickly reduce the air pressure in the reservoirs. D. All of these. The answer is C. This will quickly reduce the air pressure in the reservoirs. Question 9. What should you ensure before you begin to back up your vehicle? A. Radio to the docks. B. Tap the horn 4 times. C. Take a moment to look at the layout of the surrounding area. D. None of these. The answer is C. Take a moment to look at the layout of the surrounding area. Question 10. On a highway, a one-way road, or any public thoroughfare without oncoming traffic, where should a third warning signal be placed? A. 60 m behind the vehicle and in line with the other warning signals. B. 120 m behind the vehicle and in line with the other warning signals. C. 100 m behind the vehicle and in line with the other warning signals. D. 50 m behind the vehicle and opposite with the other warning signals. The answer is A. 60 m behind the vehicle and in line with the other warning signals. Question 11. What is the maximum allowable height for a straight truck? A. 4.15 m, B. 4.5 m, C. 4 m, D. 3.8 m. The answer is A. 4.15 m. Question 12. How many school children can safely occupy a single seat on a school bus? A1, B3, C4, D2. The answer is B. 3. Question 13. Can drivers pick up or drop off school children with a school bus if the flashing red lights are not activated? A. No. B. Only on private property. C. If no traffic. D. Yes. The answer is A. No. Question 14. How should passengers' baggage be distributed and secured to ensure safety? A. The passengers can easily access it. B. It cannot move around freely during the trip. C. The passengers can easily identify it. D. All of these. The answer is B. It cannot move around freely during the trip. Question 15. How far should a bus driver stop from a railway crossing? A. At least 12 m. B. At least 5 m. C. At least 8 m. D. At least 10 m. The answer is B. At least 5 m. Question 16. What is the maximum allowable length for a bus? A. 12.5 m. B. 14 m. C. 13 m. D. 13.2 m. The answer is B. 14 m. Question 17. How frequently must school bus drivers renew their certification? A. Every 3 years. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 2 years. D. Every year. The answer is A. Every 3 years. Question 18. What is the maximum allowable width for a straight truck? A. 2.6 m. B. 2.8 m. C. 2.4 m. D. 2.1 m. The answer is A. 2.6 m. Question 19. What is the maximum allowable length for a truck and trailer combination? A. 21.5 m, B. 20 m, C. 22 m, D. 18 m. The answer is B. 20 m. Question 20. What is the maximum length for a Type B double train? A. 25 m, B. 28 m, C. 23 m, D. 21 m. The answer is A. 25 m. Question 21. It is not allowed to carry any item that weighs more than what limit? A. 50 kilograms, B. 25 kilograms, C. 35 kilograms, D. 40 kilograms. The answer is A. 50 kilograms. Question 22. What is the maximum permissible length for a straight truck? A. 13 m, B. 14.28 m, C. 12.5 m, D. 12 m. The answer is C. 12.5 m. Question 23. What leads to jackknifing in a vehicle? A wet road. B. Underinflated trailer tires. C. When the forward thrust of the semi-trailer pushes the tractor over to the left or to the right to an angle of less than 90 degrees. D. All of these. The answer is C. When the forward thrust of the semi-trailer pushes the tractor over to the left or to the right to an angle of less than 90 degrees. Question 24. What is the maximum allowable length for a tractor and semi-trailer combination? A. 20 m, B. 24 m, C. 23 m, D. 21 m. The answer is C. 23 m. Question 25. What is the maximum allowable overhang for a straight truck? A. 4 m, B. 3.3 m, C. 3.75 m, D. 3 m. The answer is A. 4 m. Question 26. Why is it necessary to restrain or cage livestock when transporting them by truck? A. To avoid any risk of the vehicle overturning. B. For easier unloading. C. To keep them in shipping order. D. All of these. The answer is A. To avoid any risk of the vehicle overturning. Question 27. The Cargo Securement Standards Regulation outlines the general standards for all types of cargo on road vehicles with a gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, of what amount? A. Less than 4,200 kilograms. B. 4,500 kilograms or more. C. 2,800 kilograms or more. D. Any vehicle. The answer is B. 4,500 kilograms or more. Question 28. Some road transport vehicles are subject to specific regulations due to what reasons? A. Some safety devices are missing. B. The age of the vehicle. C. Their size or load exceeds the limits allowed. D. All of these. The answer is C. Their size or load exceeds the limits allowed. Question 29. Who is responsible for ensuring that all individuals involved in transporting dangerous substances receive training relevant to their duties and tasks? A. The driver. B. The employer. C. The union. D. The maintenance team. The answer is B. The employer. Question 30. For how long is a dangerous substances training certificate valid? A. 12 months. B. 24 months. C. 18 months. D. 36 months. The answer is D. 36 months. Question 1. To facilitate easier vehicle handling and ensure compliance with mandatory load limits, how should cargo be loaded in terms of weight distribution? A. As evenly as possible over each axle. B. Whatever's easiest. C. As evenly as possible over the rear axles. D. As evenly as possible over the front axle. The answer is A. As evenly as possible over each axle. Question 2. How can load distribution impact vehicle performance and safety? A. Your vehicle's travel time. B. Your vehicle's stability and maneuverability. C. Your vehicle's aerodynamics. D. All of these. The answer is B. Your vehicle's stability and maneuverability. Question 3. Why is it important to distribute the load so that its center of gravity is positioned where? A. As far forward as possible. B. As high as possible. C. As far back as possible. D. As low as possible. The answer is D. As low as possible. Question 4. What is the maximum allowable length for a trailer when using a dolly? A. 13.25 m. B. 13.95 m. C. 14.15 m. D. 14.65 m. The answer is D. 14.65 m. Question 5. Under the Motor Vehicle Safety Act, what must all trailers and semi-trailers that are 2.05 meters wide or wider and have a gross vehicle weight rating of 4,500 kilograms or more be equipped with? A. Reflective strips. B. Engine retarders. C. Air over hydraulic brakes. D. Additional lights. The answer is A. Reflective strips. Question 6. What does WLL stand for in the context of cargo securement and vehicle safety? A. Working load limit. B. Wheel load limit. C. Weight load limit. D. Water lowest level. The answer is A. Working load limit. Question 7. What steps must a driver take to be permitted to drive a vehicle across a bridge or overpass if it exceeds the posted weight limit or legal load restriction? A. Must travel on that road outside of peak travel times. B. Must hold a special travel permit issued specifically for that purpose. C. Must have the vehicle inspected first. D. None of these. The answer is B. Must hold a special travel permit issued specifically for that purpose. Question 8. Under what conditions are certain vehicles typically exempt from the Cargo Securement Standards regulation? A. Straight trucks. B. Farm vehicles. C. Flatbed trucks. D. All of these. The answer is B. Farm vehicles. Question 9. What is the maximum allowable length for a trailer without using a dolly? A. 14.65 m, B. 13 m, C. 12.5 m, D. 14.2 m. The answer is C. 12.5 m. Question 10. How far from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck must you inspect the vehicle's cargo and the cargo securement system and make any necessary adjustments? Not more than 60 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. B. Not more than 120 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. C. Not more than 160 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. D. Not more than 80 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. The answer is D. Not more than 80 kilometers from the point where the cargo was loaded onto the truck. Question 11. When an article is blocked or immobilized by a front-end structure, a bulkhead, or another immobilized article of cargo, how many meters of length require one tie down? A. 2.78 m, B. 3.04 m, C. 2.04 m, D. 3.27 m. The answer is B. 3.04 m. Question 12. Why is it important to avoid sudden steering or braking movements when negotiating a curve or turning at an intersection while driving a tank truck? A. The width makes it difficult to remain in your lane. B. The high center of gravity. C. The additional length. D. The additional weight. The answer is B. The high center of gravity. Question 13. What issues can arise if there is insufficient weight on the drive wheels? A. The brakes can fail. B. The wheels can spin. C. The vehicle can skid. D. All of these. The answer is C. The vehicle can skid. Question 14. What is the maximum allowable length for a semi-trailer? A. 16.2 m. B. 16.8 m. C. 14.8 m. D. 15.4 m. The answer is A. 16.2 m. Question 15. What should drivers do with their dangerous substances training certificate? A. The certificate is filled in the office. B. They must carry the certificate with them at all times when transporting dangerous substances. C. The certificate is given to the government. D. None of these. The answer is B. They must carry the certificate with them at all times when transporting dangerous substances. Question 16. The more articulations a vehicle combination has, the greater the risk of what? A. Of the second semi-trailer weaving back and forth. B. Of poor visibility in the mirrors. C. Of brake fade. D. Of brake fires. The answer is A. Of the second semi-trailer weaving back and forth. Question 17. What is the term used to describe the motion of a second semi-trailer weaving back and forth due to factors like bumpy roads, high winds, or abrupt steering? A. Fishtailing. B. Pendulums. C. Cattailing. D. None of these. The answer is A. Fishtailing. Question 18. For safety reasons, LCV, long combination vehicle, drivers must operate their vehicle only where visibility is clear for a distance of what amount? A. 2 kilometers or more. B. 500 m or more. C. 250 m or more. D. 150 m or more. The answer is B. 500 m or more. Question 19. For all types of double trains, what is the maximum allowable length for the second semi-trailer? A. 18.4 m. B. 16.2 m. C. 15.8 m. D. 16.8 m. The answer is B. 16.2 m. Question 20. What is the minimum number of consecutive hours of off-duty time required between two work shifts? A. 14. B. 12. C. 8. D. 24. The answer is C. 8. Question 21. When is the risk of overturning typically highest? A. With an overloaded trailer. B. In a curve or during high winds. C. During a tire blowout. D. Driver error. The answer is B. In a curve or during high winds. Question 22. What is the maximum load limit for long combination vehicles, LCVs? A. 62,500 kilograms. B. 72,800 kilograms. C. 67,500 kilograms. D. 48,200 kilograms. The answer is C. 67,500 kilograms. Question 23. To drive a long combination vehicle, LCV, what type of endorsement must be on your Class 1 driver's license? 8A, BT, CB, DC. The answer is BT. Question 24. On dry pavement, under what conditions does skidding typically occur? A. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very low. B. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very high. C. The weight is overloaded. D. None of these. The answer is B. Your vehicle's center of gravity is very high. Question 25. How many hours of off-duty time must a driver take each day? A. 12. B. 8. C. 6. D. 10. The answer is D. 10. Question 26. If the driver is following cycle 2, how many hours of on-duty time must they accumulate over a period of 14 consecutive days before no further driving is allowed? A. 110. B. 120. C. 140. D. 125. The answer is B. 120. Question 27. To be eligible for the endorsement, how many years must you have held a Class 1 driver's license and have sufficient experience driving a combination of road vehicles? A. 5. B. 7. C. 3. D. 10. The answer is A. 5. Question 28. How many hours of driving time are drivers allowed before they must stop, starting from the beginning of their work shift? A. 18. B. 12. C. 14. D. 13. The answer is D. 13. Question 29. From the beginning of a work shift, how many hours of on-duty time must a driver accumulate before they are not allowed to drive further? A. 13, B. 16, B. 14, C. 12. The answer is B. 14. Question 30. What is the maximum validity period for a special road train operating permit? A. 18, B. 12, C. 24, D. 6. The answer is B. 12.